Finishing up inverses. Let's look at this first problem. This problem first asks me to find the domains of f and f inverse. Both f and f inverse are given, so we'll go ahead and look for the domains. The domain is all the x values. Now, if you think about this, part C is asking me to graph it anyway, so we may simply just want to look at the graph. These are both lines. This is a line that passes through 3 has a slope of -4, so down 4 over 1. This is the graph of 3/4 minus 1/4 x. So f inverse of x is equal to this. So passing through 3/4, which is about right here, we'll say down 1 over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That puts me over here. So I'll mark this as f inverse, and this is f. Now, what we're supposed to do is find the domain in the range. Well, obviously we can see f's domain is -infinity to infinity. There are no bad x values. And the range, okay, the y values, is also -infinity to infinity. F inverse, the domain is -infinity to infinity. There are no bad x values. And f inverse of the range, or f inverse's range, is also -infinity to infinity. There are no bad y values. Part B says find, sorry about that, I've zoomed this out because I forgot to turn off my touch screen. The part B, back to what I was saying, said to find the ranges. I've already done that. So the last thing we're going to do is find the slopes and show that they're reciprocals of each other. Well, the fastest way to find the slopes is just by simply taking the derivative. So the derivative of the first function would just be -4, and the derivative of f inverse would be, if I look right here, -1, -1/4. Notice that they are reciprocals of each other, and that's what I was supposed to do, is show that the graphs are reciprocals. So I've done that. This next problem is a composite function. And if you don't remember composite functions, I don't like to see them written this way. This says g inverse of f inverse of -3. I really like to look at them this way. G inverse of f inverse of -3. That's what I'm supposed to find. Well, all I'm given is f and g, so I actually need to find the inverses. So I'll do that by flip-flopping the x and the y values here. So I have x equals 1/8 y minus 3. I'll add 3 to both sides. And then I'll multiply by 8. And I end up with 8x plus 24. So this is what f inverse is. F inverse is 8x plus 24. The second part here, g, I will flip-flop my x and my y's and solve for y, and I get the cube root of x. So g inverse is the cube root of x. Now I'm actually going to be able to figure out what this number is. So this just really says plug -3 into the inverse. When you do that, you get 8 times -3 plus 24. Well, that's -24 plus 24, which is 0. So g inverse, you get 0. This part right here is equal to 0. Then all you need to do is plug 0 in for the x over here. So g inverse of 0 is 0. This is the last problem I will be doing for this particular section. And what I'm going to be doing on this problem, in the last problem, it actually asked me to find g inverse of f inverse, and this one's actually asking me to find g of f of x and then find its inverse. So I first want to find out what's g of f of x, then I'll find the inverse part of it. So if I'm going to say, well, g, well, f of x I'll replace with this x plus 4. Then what I have is I'm supposed to substitute this in for the x value. So that would be 2 times x plus 4 minus 5. So g of f of x is equal to 2x plus 8 minus 5, or we'll simplify that to be 2x plus 3. I still haven't answered this question because I'm supposed to find the inverse of that. So to find the inverse, I would flip-flop my x and my y. So I would make this say x equals 2y plus 3, and I'll solve for y. So x minus 3 equals 2y. And then I'll divide by 2, which gives me x minus 3 all over 2. So this is my solution. This is g of f of x inverse.